Okay, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm eating, you guys. We made it. The blessing. It's June 28th, 3 days later after we first achieved it with this huge Kenyan push. 100 and I think 70 Kenyans that helped. So thank you, Kenya. I'm gonna cook some ugali. I tried to have some when I went to the hospital. The whole hospital thing got messed up, you guys. I went to two different hospitals. The University of Alberta Hospital. It was good for the first bit. I had to wait 10 hours or something to get in there. It was brutal. But when I got in there, something weird started happening. I ended up calling the police and leaving there, like wanting to leave because I almost choked and died in there because we weren't getting water properly because the staff were so stressed taking care of rooms or something like that. And this old woman beside me had she was neglected so bad that nobody took her to the washroom, and she caused a huge mess. It took 3 hours to clean it up. They had to take the bed out, all this, and while the staff were nice and good and helping that woman clean up, when I started choking, I was using my emergency button, which worked in this room. I was in the internal medicine department, and anyway, that's like the part of medicine where you put all the smart people that figure out problems other people can't solve, right? So they took the complicated cases and kind of put them in this room, and it was really a beautiful room with a corner view of the cafeteria of the big University of Alberta hospital. It was really a dream, really honestly. And the food, they let me eat as much as I wanted, you guys. They had a special vegan menu on top of the other vegan menu. And I was like, okay, it's improving. The yogurt was gross, but the guy took it and went to go correct it. So I was applauding them. I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. Because they had moved me from a different place, which was not very good. I think it was emergency. No, the first actually emergency was pretty good too. Anyway, got to this ward and they started losing control, and I was choking, and they were ignoring my emergency button. They did it 3 times. My chest cleared up, my throat cleared up. Luckily, I thought that I could eat lettuce because lettuce is wet, and I thought, okay, even if they're such nice people, I didn't want to bother them. But just like everybody else in the room, they're such good staff. Okay, the nurses are very amicable. They're usually good listeners, except at the end there. And oh man, I'm falling hard. I'll explain more in a second. But anyway, it was just like a Swiss cheese occupational hazard model where things are squeezing through these holes despite how good the people are. And me not mentioning tonight I didn't have water was one of them. Not only me, but they're having a hard time giving it to everybody. But for me, especially, as you guys know, as soon as I get disconnected from these IVs, my digestion just crashes because it's really only been 2 actual days of recovering from the 66 days I went without food. So I'm actually back home after getting kicked out of the second hospital. Um, well, I'm not kicked out, but rapidly discharged, so I couldn't ask for more things, like my medical goals of care. Um, mm. I'm just eating quickly because I'm crashing. They disconnected me from the IV about 35 minutes ago because I had to drive across town. I drove to from the U of A when all this stuff started happening. U of A hospital. I put the nurse in to explain to her how she turned off my emergency button 3 times. I, I could have died. Those emergency buttons can't be ignored. That's why they're there. They weren't taking my recovery seriously. Like, he looks fine. I can't. This hunger strike was so bad. You guys saw me puking in the videos, right? It was extreme. My stomach shut down, and it might shut down today. So I'm cooking. I'm eating right now. I got my food strewn out. I'm just cooking and eating now. Where I got the enzymes to process the sugars and everything. I'm eating this special kind of candy, fast digesting foods to keep my energy up, keep my fluids up, electrolytes, salt. It's all there. I got the cucumbers here. I got the soy sauce. I got my banana, which was such a whirlwind. I actually didn't even get to eat this banana that they forgot to give me with the staff. They came back 2 days later and got the banana and gave it to me. It was like really great. Okay, so The problem was, once I called out the problem, they didn't record it. I said, just write an incident report, pass it by the doctor, get her to write it in her medical notes, and I want those medical notes printed and put on my desk. Like, there's a desk by my bed. So that when there's shift change, I can just give it to the shift change, and they know it too. She was like, yep. Tell the charge nurse, tell the doctor, everything's good. It wasn't good. Like 6 hours later, the charge nurse comes in and says, "Hey, you okay?" I said, "Oh yeah, you must have read the report." He said, "What report?" They didn't tell him. They hid it. They tried to hide that I almost choked while they were being distracted by this other neglect case they were having. And it's kind of a hard needs department, right? So it's kind of like understandable to a degree. But not to the degree of covering up. As soon as they tried covering it up, I was like, okay, whatever. We're gonna give it another chance. Just go tell the doctor. Like, just don't try and hide it. Just go and tell the doctor. And it was pretty simple. I don't know. So I actually didn't want the doctor there. The doctor was like really kind of mean and gruff right off the bat. And if somebody's kind of mean and gruff like that right off the bat, that's really not a good sign. You want to sort of get out of that as soon as you can. Okay? I'm making a little bit of cereal here, you guys, from some of the leftovers I was able to take before I left university. Okay? So I'm just like eating quickly, explaining this to you. My legs are like lead. Oh, they're forcing me to walk. My legs are numb right now. I almost dumped all my food just now because my legs feel like lead, like it's like they're moving through water and they're shaky. I said the problem is not me being able to stand. It's I get dizzy and I have low blood pressure, which is also why I'm trying to eat really quickly, you guys. Just keep it going. I'm just doing fast burning sugars just to keep my digestion going. The enzyme, minerals. They weren't giving me any omega-3s, so my friends bought a bunch. I just took my first 3 omega pills today so I don't get brain damage, because to the people in the hospital, they were not taking me seriously. Until after I almost choked, then they started taking me seriously. Kind of. But the others didn't. So, my beers need to be calmed. So it turns out they never did contact the doctor in the end. When I found out by midnight, they actually didn't do any of the accountability stuff. And they were going to ignore it all. When you're in an office like that, that's called entitlement. And it leads to more accidents. There's no incentive to improve. So they started placating me and being egotistical. Change your tune. Now listen to me and all this. And you're gonna wait till the morning. I'm gonna wait till the morning, am I? What's going on? See, I'm not coordinated, you guys. I'm dropping food all over. This is what happens when you're rushed. Got glass all over the place. Stubbing my toes. Almost dumped my food. Whatever. I'm not even swallowing properly. I bit my tongue 3 times already because my jaws are weak, right? But I got candy now, so the candy helps not cut my mouth up like this cereal's doing right now, even though it's soggy. I'm so happy to be eating, guys. It never gets old. It's delicious. Oh yeah, my hand's going numb for some reason. That's scaring me. They didn't care. This is all going numb. Still, now that I have nutrients, that's why I'm getting scared, right? Like, why is my hand still numb? One doctor made a quick comment. It's some kind of aphasia, maybe. I don't know. Mm. So, I am trying to escalate to get out of there. Like, if there's an accident or I die overnight or something. It's not even so much that the person who reports it, the whole department chooses somebody to blacklist and gang up on, and then you become the butt of a joke, and it doesn't get better for you. Everybody else who kept their mouth shut, even though they knew I was right, are just perpetuating a system that's going to destroy them in the end that they don't like. Which is what we already have. But hopefully some of them appreciate it. Okay. You can see my whole bed's a mess. I'm like choking right now. I'm eating too fast. Like when you don't eat and put things in your mouth, you do lose a coordination, guys. If you don't use it, you like it's dangerous. I could choke right now. Like there's nobody here with me except for upstairs. But whatever. I'm here now. There's one more hospital that I'm saving. I'm not gonna go make. I have there's 3 big hospitals in Edmonton. I angered both of the biggest ones. But there's still one more. And if I do start crashing, despite no matter how much I start cooking and eating, if I start crashing and it starts feeling like I'm putting like bowling balls in my stomach, like that's what happens is when you start running out of folic, like all of your magnesium and stuff like that, your food will still go in your stomach, but it'll like pop, like it won't start digesting, it'll start to rot. So I have to take some multivitamins now, which I should probably do now. Excuse me. Okay. We're going to let that sit, and I'm going to... I should not be trying to eat noodles right now. Oh, but noodles are dense. If I eat something too heavy, it won't digest fast enough. My nose is just burning. Anyway, these people thought they could contain me in the room, but I was voluntary admittance, right? I went there myself. It's not like I was formed. So I ended up calling some guards, I ended up calling people, and then I ended up calling the switchboard, and they put me in touch with whoever. And then they said, yeah, you're calling the site manager, like the top people of the whole hospital were being called at like 1 in the morning. And I called the police, like the outside police, not the guards in the premise. Even though it turns out that downstairs there was a panic happening. The hospital was so busy at the UA, it was weird. People were waiting like 12 hours. It was bad. It was bad when I went in there. It had gotten worse, and the staff were just overwhelmed. So the people upstairs were also probably being called. I don't know. There's waves of this stuff. It all fit together. Like even the next shift came and they were already late. We're like, how did you guys get already late? This woman's been. You promised this woman that she wouldn't wait again because of neglect, and they did. They said to her right before the half an hour before this big shift change that they were going to be right back. It would take 5 minutes to find somebody to walk her to the washroom. The woman waited for over an hour. The whole shift change was done, and they come into our rooms and don't know what the heck's going on. I said, don't you know this woman needs like to go to the washroom? I said, this is the neglect we're talking about. She's gonna have another accident. They just ignored it. It was like a circle, and that was the moment where I was like, okay, somebody's gonna end up paying for this, and I'm gonna make a stand, and I did. And I got out of that room. It took me till 2:30 in the morning, and the police did come with the actual peace officers and the guards, and the two site managers and the whole staff, all the nurses in my department. And they got me a wheelchair, grabbed all my stuff, and helped me walk the heck out that door. And I had one really good one good peace officer named Will. Will deserves a raise. That guy's human-centric and beautiful, wonderful. Because he actually went the mile. He actually said, he could tell, like, the site managers were changing their stories, and they were very rude, very rude, these two women. Actually, one woman wasn't rude, the younger one. The older one was very quite overweight and short hair. And they gave me a taxi voucher to get me off the property. And the wheel was nice to push my wheelchair with the stuff on it to the co-op taxi. And I had something sinking in my gut because it had been about 40 minutes or whatever we were waiting. And because the IVs was off of me like it is now, I can feel my body starting to like tighten up. Because the electrolytes expand all the capillaries that are starved from like 66 days of not eating, right? So I can feel it all tight. Like I can feel it actually right now. Oh, let's take a vitamin. Let's take a multivitamin here. Oh, you guys. I did some canning, so that's all good. I'm excited to try that. My nose is all bloody too, just because of all the environment changes and sensitivity. This is what they don't have. I have digestive enzymes. I'm taking some right now. Okay, we got digestive enzymes going. But this will speed things up by 30%. I forgot I had these. I only have a couple left, so let's make use of those. We're speeding everything up because we're racing against my body collapsing on its own weight. Because they discharged me saying, "You're totally fine." Yeah, because I'm jacked up on liquids. Come on. Where's it all? Okay, we got our filtered water. Got our enzymes. The thing about candy is it doesn't get stuck in your chest. Like, there's a real scary thing that happens. You can hear me, right? You can hear me just. Oh. Oh, my abs are sore. Look, I bit my cheek just now. Ow! It sounds pathetic, but like I haven't chewed in 66 days except these meals. But the meals I'm having are all like pureed in like little green beans, so I'm not like clenching my jaws and straightening my face again. But the candies do that. Okay. They did give me a multivitamin pack, so I should be doing good. I am stable while I got the packs, right? So here's the multivitamin. Our first oral one. You I went down the wrong bite. Whatever, one down. Okay, they said my vitamin B12 is fine, but I'm going to take a vitamin B12 because I don't know what the heck they were really giving me. Who knows? They wouldn't go over anything. And we're going to take extra thiamine because they didn't give that to me right away either. So just to guarantee thiamine is up, because that's the first mineral you're supposed to take. There. Okay, we should increase the acidity a little bit. Here's some of the canning that I did. If you remember my previous video, here's the cabbage. There's some jalapenos in there, which is making it really difficult to actually eat it. I don't think I want to eat this because it'll digest slower. And there's not a whole heck of a lot of nutrients. There's a lot of fibers, so I just wanted to try a little piece of it. My stomach is actually getting upset. Okay, so we got something in us. We're in me. Oh, yeah, I'm starting to act up. Okay. So we need sugar and salt. So we need our soy sauce going with our dipping cucumber, and we're gonna get these candies going with the sugar. We're gonna hold off on the peanut butter for now. Even though I was able to have small bits of peanut butter while on the electrolyte bags, I have to wash it down with water. So, okay. That's a bit of an update. I ended up getting the police. Me and Will went down, which I have to get he started pushing me to go to the cab, and I started getting the sinking feeling. I'm like, oh no, I don't think I think we should get a second opinion because this doctor Shannon, yep, I think her name was. She was not even supposed to be on my file. I said right in the morning. She was late for my ultrasound, so I went hungry for nothing. Like, to stop a guy who went already 66 days without eating, to make him start eating and stop again for 12 hours is torturous. It is torturous. But I did it for this woman, and it wasn't even confirmed. It was for nothing. And then she said, you gotta starve yourself again. I said, I have to stop eating again. Someone had no respect. And it's because she was late. It sounded like. Or she just didn't want to book the ultrasound properly or whatever. I don't know. It was another one of those Swiss cheese things where just a bunch of things building up. So she wasn't supposed to be my doctor at all. And then here at the end of the night, at like 1 in the morning, she's the doctor that we still have to pass through. And she went against this other great doctor on call, Dr. Page. Dr. Shannon Page said she wanted to keep me and was going to work on my chart, whatever. And then this other one just came, smashed me. And she's like, but there's nothing we can do for him. Even though when Will and I went down to get re-triaged after I felt like I shouldn't go home yet, we went to go get triaged, and the site managers found out and went down and stopped us, saying, you refused care. And I said, Will, you were there. You listened to what she said. She just changed her story. She's lying. They said that there's nothing they could do for us, so we had to go. And I said, no, there's lots you can do for me. No, you have to go now. So now we go down there to get triaged as a second opinion because this doctor I didn't trust. I think she was releasing me recklessly, like now even. But at least they had blood tests this time. But it doesn't matter because my blood's not being sustained the same way. Anyway, they blocked us about getting a second opinion from a different doctor. Because they said, oh, both those doctors actually did an examination on you and they both approved you got the care that you need. I said, well, did that woman, like Dr. Page, Dr. Page didn't come all night. Like I told the staff, get the doctor who's on call, and we can't. And then I called the police, and I just started like hammering to get myself the hell out of there. Because now it feels creepy. It's like, why do you want me under your care so bad now? Because you're going to look bad? Well, too bad. You should have just been honest with me, wrote an incident report, and it wouldn't look like I had to get out of here. Because even if it looks like, oh, it's crazy, and he's going psychotic. No, I'm not. I passed my psychiatric exams. I'm trying to get out of a dangerous situation. So it looks bad on them no matter what. Even if they're blaming me for it. And then Will, this guy's like, they totally didn't say that. I said, I know. We were both flabbergasted at how much they were lying. Because I actually had the conversations recorded. So I'm going to be filing another lawsuit. And we're just going to go and say, why are you lying? And I might not really wait. We'll see. I actually have to do another. Now that I'm not in the hospital, I don't have a medical reason to postpone. Oh no! Darn it, you guys, I missed. Dang it. Oh no. Dang it. Okay. Oh, my stomach is actually upset. Alright. Oh no. Okay. Chewing is a little bit much. Alright. What else? Justin. You got me. Not fair trade certified chocolate. Oh wait. Well, you just wasted a bunch of money on that. Oh, that's some great stuff. Okay, we got a couple of bananas here. Other things. These little sesame pear tree bites or something. Let's have a couple of those. High energy. Okay. Oh. Oh. If you want to have noodles, I feel like I'm gonna have a pack of noodles really quick. Try and get that in my app. Or they'll just shoot. Oh. Getting dizzy, you guys. I'm getting dizzy. Oh, I do have a charger. Oh. Alright, let's see how this goes. I'm gonna make one of my super little pot things here and see how it's. Remember how to make them. Camera, um, well, a little bit of water. Just a little bit of lemon in there. Oops. Um, a little bit of nutritional yeast. Actually, we have iron. Oh. I might take this because this might be a saving grace too. Okay. A little bit of. Okay, that's gonna be packed right there, just with that. But I'm feeling quite lightheaded. Alright. My legs are seizing up. Actually, this is pretty serious here. I'm crashing pretty quickly, actually. Okay, well. Um, and a little on. I don't want you guys. That's okay. Yeah. Cooking here. Putting it all together. Slowly but surely let it simmer. Let it caramelize a little bit. Lots of sugar, actually. Probably a little more sugar. And what else should I put in? Oh. Amen. Got this stuff, which is good. I'm gonna put that in there. This stuff slows digestion a lot, but let's see if it can give me a little bit of sustaining power. Because so far we don't have any in any of the cooking I've had. Not in the hospitals, not anywhere. So we're gonna take a shot of that, and we're going to let this sit, and we're gonna see how I do. I'm gonna throw in some cherry tomatoes on top of it. And just, give it a little bit of a thickness. A little bit of something here. You throw in a little baby tomatoes. That's that a lot. Whoa! My legs almost. That should be together. Nice and delicious. Again. right? It also wait for a moment. Okay, let's do it. So, right, so that's almost done. Oh, I guess last legs. Whoa. All right, that's gonna hurt. a little bit, you guys. Take a sort of hot approach here. All right, we're going to do this. This is very hot. A little sesame cracker, but probably get some seaweed in there. Where's my Oh boy, burn that bit. Oh, come on. Oh. Okay, this is gonna be like get hot, I think. I'm gonna try to cool it off. I don't know. But let's try and enjoy it anyway, because it's getting soggy with the noodles. It's absorbing everything, looks like. Okay, cucumbers we could do with that. So we had one digestive enzyme. We'll have like 3 with this. Noodles. We'll see how I handle it. Mmm. 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 That's good. That's really good. Whoa! My taste bud is burning my mouth actually. Wow. Overkill. Oh. Oh. I'm changing it up a little bit. I should have chewed that more, but no, whatever. These little sesame crackers will absorb more. Here we go. This might really hurt me, but mm. Mm. Oh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. My mouth, oh, not ready for it. Really. Water. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh. Wow. Whoa, almost fell down. Again. Okay, almost sat on my own food. Like I'm not thinking before I sit down. Like it's like everything's like last minute. Pop, pop, pop. Okay. Water. Digestive enzymes. I've got 2 bites. We'll have one. Okay. Let's try another one. A little bite. Not little, but a bite. There's something incredible that happened when I transferred over after getting out free at 2 in the morning from the University of Alberta. They thought they could trap me there. I got out. So that was a miracle. But then they lied and made it look like no matter what choice I made, I was wrong. Even though they're like, everybody's like, why does that guy want to leave? Because they're abusing me. And they're covering it up. It's because he's crazy. There's psychiatrics involved. He all lie. And we recorded it. Like, why would they want to lie when they're I got real bread, you guys, too. My friend ordered me real bread, so I can actually have a slice of this felt bread with that. And calm it down a little bit. I probably shouldn't have this with this anyway, but whatever. In she goes. We'll try it out. My intuition can't set up, so I'm gonna do it. All right, here we go. We're loading myself up with digestive enzymes anyway. This is an experiment. We got lots left. Might do it for 2 minutes actually. We'll do this and then we'll take a bite. Water. Oh. Oh. That water's making all the difference in the world. I wouldn't even be able to touch this without water. Wow. Oh. Okay. Wow. That's heavy. You know, if I'm going that heavy, I might as well go for peanut butter too. Who cares? Last thing I might eat before I collapse anyway. Get some essential fats in there. I got the noodles, so it should be good enough now to get rapid energy. I'm like vibrating. Holy cow. Race against time, you guys. My body's like trying to produce energy as I'm collapsing. Oh! Wow. That's an interesting idea. Wow. 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 All right. Mm. 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 Caught in time. See, it's messed up. I can't aim properly. We'll do this. We'll take the enzyme. Oh, no, definitely feeling that. Oh. Oh, that's intense. Definitely intense. Mm. Oh. Mm. Now it's starting to feel a little bit like dropping bowling balls in the stomach. Might be running out of stomach acid right now. But we loaded up on enzymes, didn't we? So hopefully don't need it. One more after this. Might as well. Won't be eating a meal for a while. Actually can't. That's it. Whoa. You notice I stopped talking because it's registering down here that it's a little too soon. Okay, you can tell we have enough enzyme, like stomach acid. It kind of keeps you up. This is not. This is starting to turn into a wrenching. I'm gonna have to lay down. Well, that's the dangerous thing, actually. I should be fine. Like, if I can't digest this, then we're really out to whack. All right. What the heck was I even saying? That's it. Uh, 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 it's kind of gross because of all my puking, but one more enzyme. What is that, like 8 enzymes? There. Sugar, a little bit of fat, everything. Wow. Ugh. Ah. Oh, I'm exhausted. I'm actually exhausted, you guys, because I didn't get to sleep either much. Oh. Would have thought being at home was the place where I'd actually get to relax and heal back where all the pain happened. My nose is running, my face is running, my eyes are running. I'm lifting my legs so blood can get to the digestion spot. I got my head up, but I'm not gonna fall over if I get dizzy. I'm already getting dizzy. I'm cold. I'm losing body heat, or at least the sensation of it. The first few bites were delicious. The last bites were intense. My hand is getting numb. This finger's, you know. So hopefully that was somewhere near 800 calories. I could have a shower too. I think I'll have a shower this time. Clean up the whole house. I got this big port thing. Shoot, I gotta do the port thing. Oh, I missed my opportunity. Darn it! Ha! Oh, oh. Okay, I'm just gonna bite the bullet, you guys, and that just hit me a little bit. Oh. My feet are vibrating. They're like, oh. They're like vibrating. Okay, I'm gonna shut the light off. My body's vibrating actually. I took some omega-3 earlier. The meeting's gonna start. Ouch! Look, I'm sore up here. That's so. What I just did was a workout, but this was from last night. Sitting in that chair, sitting upright in a chair was work, and my muscles are sore. much for a moment. What the heck is going on? The little thing just became. I'm getting chills. All right. I do pass out all night. If it's not going to go bad. That's what I'm doing right now. So I'm just realizing I might be in bed a little bit longer than I expect. Uh, all right. My bowels are moving and everything's just moving. Everything's just moving right now. There's an ant on my face. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Okay, so I mean I just fell. Falling all over the place here. I'm like literally dizzy. Slobbering all over the place. Yeah, I'm pushing the limits here, you guys. My feet are vibrating, my head's vibrating, my stomach is upset, slobbering. I'm biting my tongue. A bit confused. Okay, I think. Okay. All of that stuff is in the fridge. I could take this iron supplement, but I feel like I might already have a lot of iron. Actually, no, I don't have a lot of iron. That doesn't have a lot of iron. Okay. Actually, you're not supposed to have iron like this. My intuition says to do it. Hopefully that will mimic whatever the heck they had in the bag. The ivy bags. Alright, I got a little bit of a setup here. Exhausted. I'm just gonna get set up for this one meeting and keeping my socks on. It's kind of gross, I know. Oh, I could have got hot water. Shoot. Okay, I'm getting cold. I have glass jars in this sleeping bag and it reminded me. It's frozen right now. Okay, last errand before the big meeting. Well, it's not a big meeting. It's just my normal. Ouch. Okay. How my charging cable is. Ah. There we go. Oh. All right. Craziest thing happened inside the 10-hour wait line for a bed at the Queen Anne's Hospital. I thought it was gonna be like more spiritual and they'll get you more in faster, more humanely. It was just as humanizing, if not even a little bit more. Because they don't even give you proper wheelchairs. Okay, we made it. Made our fancy meal. Made our fancy meal. On our heat. Put the groceries, the cold groceries away. Well, yeah, still got tom yum soup. Wow, that's totally right. We got pad thais in the freezer. I forgot. And then we have all this, the food that I thought I was going to eat at the hospital. I'm exhausted. I stayed up all night, got into my bed and had brief, I think 15 minutes sleeps between being woken up by the doctors. So I can actually already feel these digestive enzymes. I think they're working their magic. So we might as well keep trying to see. These are special fruit candies, all 100% natural from Iran. So I'm charting my TikTok stream. Holy cow, man. Hands are coordinated. Wow. My hands are shaking. Oh. I got the YouTube back up and running. And then there's this girl, there's a real chance that she could actually get the ideas to a place where they could change things. Let's see if it's funny. Here's cat cheese candies that my friend found. These are the ones that I used to not cut up my mouth. My mouth is cut up right now. That meal of noodles makes me feel like. But if you're watching Megan, I think, or Micah, please do the acts that pass the proof of truth and the universal logic in the form of the AI proposal. Friends are messaging me. They actually all, a couple of them sent me messages like, oh yeah, see ya, have a good time dying. In my mind, I'm like, oh well, I'm going to rely on you in the future. Oh, the 811 guy called me. My post is blowing up still. It's like growing. My last post on the Hungerstrike. Oh. Oh, oh, oh. Ouch, ouch, ouch. That hurt. That hurt. That one hurt a little bit. Wow, those enzymes are working a big deal. Like, how long has it been? It's been 10 minutes since I ate that? 15, 10? I'd be getting bloated right now. And all right. I guess I look exactly the same as when I was on the hunger strike, but exhausted. uh, uh, oh, ouch. Yeah, it's coming up a little bit, you guys. Ouch. Hurts a bit. Okay. Uh, there. Okay, all streams are live again and plugged in. Okay, I got a couple of messages waiting. Uh, Cool, I made 5 cents. Thanks, guys. More minutes till he starts. My headphones. I got a lot of messages to follow up on, so I guess I'm not lonely. So stay the course, you guys. If nobody shows up to this meeting, I can just go to sleep now and wake up early. Technically have court. This Sunday. Yes, I can. Because I am. Oh, oh, ouch. Oh. Yeah, I can. I just actually got home. I got forced out of the other hospital, Graydon's hospital. So fast, I didn't even know what to do. Well, I kind of was trying. I could have went back to triage, but I had already stayed up all night. They kept waking me up every 15 minutes, and it's just the adrenaline just keeping me going. And the cold, it's always cold. But I met this woman from Cambridge. She's a Cambridge doctor, and I kind of tested her. I was like, I don't know. She had a really thick Irish accent, and I tested her about Hegel and stuff like that, and she knew it. Like the fact that she knew it without having to look it up is a very good sign. And she actually said something really intelligent about it. So anyway, she said she'd be willing to take some of these ideas and pass them about her contacts. She said maybe not Cambridge because they don't listen to her either, but she said Oxford, they listen to her. I said, yeah, Oxford's a good second. So hopefully the proof of truth in this alignment proposal for pragmatos gets taken seriously by her. She did send me her personal email, but she didn't send me her university email. I sent her my university email. So just a stranger in a 10-hour lineup. We literally stayed up all night. I escaped at 2. But no, I think I escaped at 1. It wasn't like a real escape. It was like the guards were helping me get out, right? Like the site managers were all really good at it. But anyway, by the time I got to Brainerd's hospital, it was like 3 in the morning. Or, yeah. And then me and this woman close to me, we were talking about philosophy, how to change the world through this God government, but also it's a lot. And yeah, your goals that you believe come to place and not. But no, this one only has a 1 minute. I left you a bigger message. I met this woman from Cambridge University. She was a doctor, tested her, she made all of wow, it's incredible. I said, can you pass this proposal to the AI by all the fundamentals and all this God governance stuff? I told her the two story. You must do it. This is what movement. And yeah, she said we're going to for her email and we'll see if she responds once she gets out, because she stayed up all night, 2 almost. I stayed up till like 9 in the morning. I think she went to bed at 5. Or they called her up at 5 or 6. And they never did give me a real bed. They locked me in the psych ward with all the homeless men. So it was very uncomfortable, loud, smelling, stuff like that. But they did their best. Yeah, they do see me as crazy, but they also are afraid because I actually, despite how much of a waste of the time it looks, like I got out of the first hospital, but I thought I would get back in, but they blocked the one doctor that wanted to get me back in. and then in the other one they must be in cahoots. They must know each other somehow. They just tried to get rid of me as fast as possible because they didn't even have, like I said, vegan options on the menu at all. They didn't even know what veganism was. Some of them. But yeah, now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna lay down, sleep a bit. I got all my streams back running, but I have to sleep now. When I get, I don't know if I'm gonna sleep for another hour. I don't know. It's my meeting right now, so I guess technically I have to stay awake. So I guess we could talk. Um, I'm a little bit fried, but I do want to know what you have to say. Starting to feel the lack of the IV bags. I'm getting like a chalky taste, even though I just ate all that. Okay, I think I gotta get my mind is saying get the cucumbers going, because it'll keep the hydration up, the satiation with the soy sauce and the salt. So let's follow my intuition because I didn't eat a lot. I just ate intensely, and it was causing stomach cramps. Like my stomach isn't full, so let's get the. I'm gonna make a mix of the soy sauce and the sesame and all that tasty stuff really quickly while I'm in my meeting still. If the sugar's on fleek, not the salt though. Oh my butt, you guys, sitting on that emergency fake wheelchair. Oh, I have like sores. Right. Yep, all those. Yeah. Ooh. Ouch. I feel really, really, really quite tired, actually. Oh, missing. Oh, my feet are so. Is anybody in there yet? Okay, we have to have a focus night. Oh, it's pomegranate sauce. All right. Um. right. Into a bit of a project. A little more of a project than I prepared for. Okay. Not plastic. Ooh. trying to finish off the bites, and my chest is hurting a little bit too much. So instead, we're going to get like this. Wow, that's a bizarre sensation. Feeling like your night calves, your things are gonna, the eyes are gonna give out. Sorry about that. If you're watching Jubilee, I'm trying to get myself into a routine here. I have to do this court thing I think tomorrow. Oh, oh, ouch. Ouch, it's hurt. Oh.
Do you have people that are monitoring you?
No, I don't. Ugh. All my friends are willing to step away from changing the systems that they're benefiting from now. So the legal system, my lawyer friend, when she first went into it, wanted to change it, and now she's benefiting off of it and knows that it's corrupt, and she lets it happen anyway. Same with the doctors in our family. Oh, we gotta change the medical system. We gotta make it care for all the poor. Oh, guess what? Now nobody's changing it, and nobody seems to care about the poor. But it's always gonna be this way. So they waited till I failed, and then got home, and now they're all, oh, let's help him. Let's get feed him, feed him, feed him. It's the most superficial form of, it's better than nothing, right? Because it's keeping me going. But the real work Is it like, Mark, why don't you just do what they wanted to help you? They're not helping me. We're creating structures of injustice and abuse. Anyway, we can change that, but it looks like they're going to be in the background because they don't want to risk their jobs. Okay. All right. Oh, I'm too full of heavy elements, heavy food. I actually should probably take the no food thing off the screen. Ugh. I got these painful burps. All right. We're halfway through the meeting, 7:35 here, so in another half an hour we'll see how I feel. Mr. Oh, look at that. Speak of the angel. How you doing, boss?
Good. How about you?
Good. You didn't respond to my messages to you.
Yeah. I was not. I did not. I was not reachable for a while.
Oh yeah, you were back home, right?
Uh, can, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're much clearer now. Yeah, you're clear now.
Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't available. Like I was just gone. Gone from the reachable realm.
All right. Well, I'm recording this on my other stream, so you can share if you want, or we can talk about it later.
Yeah. No. I actually called it to help.
Well, I just want to say thank you. They stepped in there. We didn't meet the blessings at the birthday, so I went hungry for another. Well, the birthday was June 7th, the birthday party, and I ate my first bite on June 26th, I think. On 25th, I had a little nibble of banana. So on the 26th, I had my actual first little bite of little like oats. So I had to go about 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, something like 20 more days without food, and then we finally, the software worked, God's government meeting scaled up, and the bunch of Kenyans, 117 of us, met the blessings. It was actually really cool. But yeah, I ate. I'm eating right now. If you look at my stream, I'm eating a cucumber because they kicked me out of the hospital. Well, one hospital I removed myself because I didn't like what I was saying. Then I tried to get re-triaged with a different doctor. And
Did you get out of the hospital? Did you just say they kicked you out of the hospital?
Yeah.
Well, I don't get it. Like, so why did they kick you out of the hospital, and what did you go there for?
Well, I went there because when I went 20 more days without eating, my stomach shut off and I couldn't take any water on either. I kept puking every 2 to 3 hours. And I rapidly deteriorated. I'm like, guys, I'm going to die this week if I don't get these blessings done. So I couldn't recover at home because I couldn't keep brothing. I couldn't eat anything. So I went to the hospital to get them to like give me water and then make my stomach work so it would hold. And it's only been 2 days, but I was able to eat with IV bags. But now I'm trying to pack my stomach with as much nutrients as I can, so that if my stomach is barely strong enough to make enzymes, it'll make as much as it can before it shuts down. So I'm in a race against time, and I made an intense meal, and now I'm just waiting to see if the digestive enzymes that I ate with it will speed it up enough that it mimics proper digestion. So enzymes speed up digestion by up to 30%.
They are digestion.
Yeah.
Enzymes are digestion.
Yeah, digestive enzymes. So I ate 8 tablets with my last noodle meal. So I'm trying to speed it up so that, you know, I'm not, my digestion is shrinking because I'm not on IV bags. The little bottle of enzymes I have left will carry me at least for a day or two, and I can actually start my stomach up, and it'll stay absorbing. So I'm nervous right now that my stomach is just not going to produce enough enzymes. So I have a little bit of an acidic sort of soy sauce, garlicky, kind of sugary sesame seed oil mixture that I'm eating with the water of the cucumber to stimulate peristalsis and kind of digestion, to speed it up with the enzymes. And, you know, cucumbers are some of the easiest things to digest. So I'm just hoping it just keeps everything running.
Oh yeah, I have something else that's pretty good digestion.
What?
Milk.
No.
Like seriously, like if you have like if you're not lactose intolerant, like milk wouldn't be that bad. So don't overdrink it, and because you're vegan, you might want to have some almond milk, but that's pretty good for digestion, and also good for your bacteria, like the good bacteria, like the gut bacteria. Like you want that, like you want to have like yogurt, you want to have milk, you want to have fruits, you want to have apple, banana, and like as your digestion gets better, then you've got to start putting in the proteins, man. You've got to start, like since you're vegan, like chicken and meat are off the table, which are really good source of protein had you not been a vegan, but that's not the thing. You might want to have like beans or some shit. Just any beans would be better than no beans.
No, those will take too long. I just need to keep the digestion going. Wow. I'm getting nutritious.
I don't know if like I don't know how like what your situation is right now. Like I don't exactly know like I haven't seen like any of your like the levels of like whatever enzymes that you have in your stomach. But one very important thing is that like you gotta drink more water.
I drink tons of water.
So that like yeah, and also I mean probably like again like I know this is gonna probably go in that bit, but like try if you do recover from this to not go on another hunger strike.
Don't insult me, boss. Don't insult me. What you should be doing, is something that is not preaching to me, something I already obviously know. It's condescending. I want you to think more deeply because you're being a superficial fool. And I'm going to qualify that by saying we are in a mega crisis and you're in distracted land while we have very few months left to save ourselves. So I want you to stop condescending me on things you have not studied and that you are being irresponsible and reckless. I want you to think deeply about why somebody would be on a hunger strike to the potential death. That would be something helpful. So can you do that instead?
Right.
Okay, thank you.
I know that like you probably won't get, but I'm just trying to say, I'm just like trying to understand where I'm coming from. Like I just don't want like a friend of mine to go away from this world right after I've just had another person that's very close to me go away from this world.
Okay, that's sad. I'm sorry to hear that, boss.
I'm just saying from that perspective that like I've already had somebody that I was pretty close with, not longer in this world anymore.
Okay, now picture your whole family. Okay, stop being a hypocrite for a second.
Now picture your whole family. I know this is bad, but I'm just being realistic with you. Your whole family is going to die with mine and everybody else if you don't stop being a fool and start working on this or proposing a better idea to stop the mega crisis. Because you might be sad now, and I'm sad now for you, but I'm also angry because if you think that's bad, you're creating the next wave of it. And if you're being honest and not a hypocrite, you need to think about saving the rest of these people's lives and not going off and doing these foolish distractions. Because I agree with you. We don't need to lose any more people, but we're going to if you keep being foolish.
Well, listen, we all have our own ways of contributing.
No, there are effective ways and there are not effective ways. Do you have effective ways?
That's what I'm saying. What, all humans cannot, you can't expect every individual on this earth to conform to how I view them as I want them to go. I can't make it go the way, I can't make everybody follow my way and say, oh, you know what, this is my way and this is the only way. And same thing to you as well. Like, you can't make everybody say this is correct. No, there are people that for whom some things that are right for you are wrong for them. And some things that are wrong for them are right for you.
Exactly, but that's a very small percent. You're talking about 1 to 2% of the human population. Everybody else can do a variation of hunger striking that they can vary, but you need to get serious and focus on the solution and not on all these other distractions because you're not being effective. If you think my hunger strikes aren't being effective, we just got 177 group Kenyans together. Okay. Okay, join me then. Are you going to join me then?
I'm just saying. I want you to live long. That's all.
Then you better get involved, man. Then you got to start doing the blessings reliably. We need to make 5,000 in the next meeting with 372 people. So we need 372 people. You could be one of them. We have 177 with the Kenyans, and we have a couple hundred maybe with the Ugandans. That might meet our quota for the next blessing program. But after that, it gets higher. So we're going to have to get ready to start bringing on our 6 people each. Right? And you're going to have to get good at learning the core and going on hunger strikes and not getting cranky and then making these blessings.
I'm not trying to be cranky or whatever. I just, honest, this is I get it.
Okay.
You're saying that, I should take care of, the greater world around me and stop something from happening to them and going into slavery by AI and cloud and whatever.
Thank you.
And that's what you want me to do. But here's I'm just trying to tell you that, I want to do these things and whatever in my own way. And I'm just telling you that, since just being on my perspective, it just comes from, the most basic instinctual feeling that I don't want to lose somebody that I talk to. It just comes down to, that basic, that instinctual feeling. I just don't want to lose somebody I speak with. Not somebody I'm a friend to. Definitely not somebody that I've spent debating. God forbid. So, when I say that, might want to stop doing more hunger strikes, I don't mean to say your hunger strikes were not working, or the fact that, that you, I'm trying to condescend you into doing something wrong or whatever. No, that's not my point. My point is, I just don't want to see my friend, somebody I talk to, that I don't talk to them anymore in another world. That's all. And I know you're gonna say, well, you're gonna have to think about the greater people and you're gonna have to join me and whatever. You're right. Sure.
Okay.
But I just said that just try to from my perspective, I just wanna have you in this world. Just from my perspective. Right? Just the basic instinctual feeling. If tomorrow I said, God forbid, I have 4th stage cancer or whatever, or 3rd stage cancer, right? I don't know, but if I were you, I feel pity on me that I'm not gonna, he's not gonna be there in the world for long. He's gonna go. It's the same, it's the same feeling, but in this scenario, you're putting yourself through this, and you're justified in it. I'm not saying anything that you're doing is wrong or whatever. I'm just saying I don't want to see another person that I speak with no longer in this world. That's
Okay.
all. That's literally all. That's like just the basic instinctual feeling.
That. Do you know when I had that feeling about you? The first day that you came and opened my little tarp, I looked at you. You were talking to me a little bit. I said, "This is a good person. This person, I don't want to die in the near future. So maybe this guy will actually come and help out and do this for the people who don't know if they're going to die yet." It doesn't take very much for me to have that feeling because I can see the goodness in people, but I can also see the foolishness, the emptiness of the words if you don't actually go and do the work. And if you're coming back now, we need to get that software running because there's roughly 252 problems with how humans split apart in meetings, and the software work is working good enough that we can get those 252 insights into every meeting for world-class facilitation so that everybody starts to feel that impulsive feeling like, hey, I actually do like talking to most people. I don't want the world to perish. I want to fulfill biblical prophecy or Islam without having the world literally destroy everyone and have spirit pour over the world and save us with the new earth rather than wait for the total destruction of the old one only. And that's what a lot of people are waiting for. So these meetings will get us this mutual desired goal that we both have. It is better to have people in the world that are friendly and like to have these kinds of deeper conversations and support each other and even sacrifice for each other than to be in this dog-eat-dog descent of hell where pretty soon AI will be hunting us instead of us hunting each other or other animals. So I want to know, are you going to make a commitment here to help out a boss, or what is your plans over the rest of the summer here?
My plan currently is to fulfill promises that I have.
Like what?
Like finishing my courses that's gonna start in a week, and other promises that I'm not that comfortable to share, but they're time consuming and they're promises. I promised them to the people that I did, so it's for my own respect. I can't back down. Like you see that this is the reason why why I just disappear for a while and then I'm just not there because like it's not just like I have like responsibilities and promises. Not like others don't. I like mine weigh me down a lot. But it's just personally speaking. Just in my perspective, my commitments are like a problem to me in my life. I hate making promises and I hate giving commitments. But at the time when it's needed, at that time you can't I can't back down. Like at the time when the person literally asks you for help, I don't send them empty-handed. Now since you're asking me that like you want commitment from me to help you, World Spirit, I can tell you this, that like anytime if I'm available, I will be there. But I can only help you just as much as my schedule allows.
All right.
Right? Like that's the thing, right? Like if I said that I'm willing to give every single ounce of time I have, then what about the other people that I promised their time? I'd not be honest with them, right?
Well, you're saving their lives, so you can make a priority trade and say, hey, look, I'd like to come and like.
Is it an excuse to break a promise?
Well, the thing is, stop making promises that aren't going to save their lives. Because if you make 1,000 promises and they die, that's not very good. So you can go to them and say, hey, look, I'd rather save your life. Can we change the promise, or can we do something about it where we can upgrade the promise to saving your life? Like, there's a lot of ways you can make the promise work.
How about if the person's dead?
Well, if it's more immediate than the Megacrisis, then try and save their life, obviously. But if it's not that serious, then
it is pretty serious.
Well,
it's pretty serious. Like that's the reason I can't say it.
Right, boss. What you gotta do, man?
Yeah. So yeah, I just called in to ask you how you were doing. I'm just happy that like you're well or getting better. I really hope that like you have wonderful birthdays. You never told me when you're gonna marry.
Well, right now, if we're all gonna die, starting like the next 2 months, because of Claude Mythos, which we can no longer we can't measure it. It's smarter than us already. Like this is the end right now. You're living it right now. If it goes the wrong direction, we cannot stop it unless we align with universal logic. I'll tell you something. I was at the Grey Nuns Hospital. I transferred myself because there's a bunch of weird lying going on at the U of A. It's really bizarre what's happening. I feel bad for the people there. But I moved over.
Yeah. So, which one hospitals did you go to that kicked you out, or that you went to? And
I only went to the U of A and to the Grey Nuns Hospital. And if I collapse tonight, like in my house, like within 2 or 3 days, I'll know that if I'm going to die here at home, I'm going to have to go to the hospital where they're not mad at me. So there's the there's the Royal Alex, right? I'll go to the Royal Alex because I didn't try and clean up the shop there, so I don't have a bad rep there. But word's going to get around, and they're going to try and do as little for me as possible if they start being prejudiced towards me, which is exactly why charter rights apply to public hospitals, so that doesn't happen to you. And so it was the Grey Nuns and U of A.
which one kicked you out?
I tried. So the U of A is being really devious. They're changing their answers depending on what answer they think I gave. So how it really happened was this, okay? And I'm going to tell you how they're making it look. What really happened is that I was having a great time eating and recovering. They have a great vegan menu there, relatively speaking. I was comfortable. I was healing. They did not make me go to bed. They brought me everything I needed. They said, no, we're going to wait till your blood pressure goes up so you don't get dizzy when you're walking. You might be able to walk, but just take it easy. Heal first. Get your body working first. And it was perfect. It was really, really wonderful. I was really impressed. Then this woman got hurt, and she was like yelling, like, hey, is somebody going to help me in this room? And we're like, what the heck? So I thought this woman was neurotic, or she had some kind of mental, OCD or something. But it turns out she actually was being neglected. And she actually was making requests and pressing her emergency button, and they weren't coming for like an hour or two. So I thought there's something wrong here. She's getting differential treatment because she's a high needs person. So I started like advocating for her a little bit and using my emergency button to like say, hey, look, this woman's yelling out. And to be honest, she was getting more aggressive with it. So me and this other guy were actually getting disturbed by this point.
Right.
And, it was affecting us too. So they came in and they reamed me out a little bit. And they said, Mark, do you have a problem right now? I said, yes, I'm a social creature and witnessing somebody else in pain makes me in pain. No, Mark. Like, do you have a problem? I said, yes, it's putting me in pain right now that woman over there is in pain. No. Mark, are you personally having a problem that we can help you with? And I just repeated myself, yeah, I'm a social creature. Oh, okay. And they thought I was mocking them, but the reality is they were mocking me because their request is completely unreasonable. That if you think somebody else is dying beside you, you can use your emergency bell to get them some help. Right? They're being completely unreasonable.
It's disrespectful. It is disrespectful to the greatest extent. I'll be honest, I saw a 101-year-old woman, right? Have I told you about this? The 101-year-old woman in the emergency at the U of A hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And she just wanted to go home. And she was telling the nurse there, could you please tell me when my family's gonna come to pick me up and when I can go home? Poor woman had barely any family left. And even the family that she had left, they weren't even interested in her. Like she was 101-year-old and she had gotten the grandchildren or something. were supposed to come and take her. But the grandchildren were not there. And she was just left all alone. And the clerk, the nurse, the clerk in charge, so the 101-year-old woman asked her if she could move the bed or like her feet so that like her feet are more proper, I guess. She felt something. Her foot was fading or whatever, right? So she asked the clerk if she could come and just move her feet a little bit. She just ignored her and went as if she was nothing. And then like I saw that, she saw that, and then that woman was like, why did they treat you like this? What am I?
I know. It's weird. It's like,
And I'm not even kidding. At that point, I was just like, if I could help you, like, I would do anything. Like, I would literally, like, you want fingers, you want hands, you want sacrifice, I'll give you every single thing. You asked for it. Because what I saw in front of me was barbaric.
yeah.
Barbaric. Like, it was unexplainable. I look, that woman who treated her like this, I hope that someday she realizes what she did was extremely wrong, and that if she doesn't really if she doesn't understand like the extent to which she's done this, one day if she doesn't repent or whatever, someone will do that to her. Come her old age, someone will do that to her. So better like realize your mistakes now than let it go on. So I really feel sorry for that woman, but at the same time, like, why do such a thing to an old person? Right? Like you're gonna go through the same exact stages of life. You're not separate. Like, you're gonna be helpless and frail at one point. And this is how you treat another person who's helpless and frail. Oh, anyways, but yeah, like I've seen differential treatment in front of me. Like I've seen it. Like, literally, like the nurse in charge, right? Like there's this, like just last week this happened. I was at the hospital volunteering, and this 90-plus-year-old woman, she was old as hell, right? And she was just saying, please help me, please help me. The stuff they attached to her leg was sharp, and it was piercing her leg, right?
Mm-hmm.
She was like, just move it a little, that's all I want. Everybody ignored her. Everybody. Then she started to say, I'll pay you. Please help me.
Uh-huh.
And even when she didn't, the clerk in front didn't listen, she even said, God, please help me. Like, that's the level of helplessness they put the patients in. So, Mark,
It's bad.
Like,
Yeah.
I have no words. Like, we're in the same boat.
Well, then help me get back to the, because I'm finally oh shoot, that reminds me. So let me tell you the full story of what happened, and then you'll understand how they're trying to twist it. So I started witnessing what you were saying to the old woman, and I started like using my button, and they were getting mad. And I thought, okay, this is the end for me. Like, as soon as somebody gets mad at me, either they leave or I leave, because people don't know how to sublate it. They don't know how to overcome it. So that was the beginning. And
it's also the fact that like those people at the hospital, like they're being told by the society and the rules around them that they're only there to check the patient's symptoms and their reported problems or whatever. That's one of the reasons why she asked you that, Mark, are you personally facing any problem? Because that's what her superior told her to do. She was just like, well, I just want to know if your body is facing any problems because of her pain. Yes or no? That's what they were trained to ask you. But if you go around and like, if you tell them that, look, this is what I do, this is what I want, and her in pain puts me in pain, my heart in pain, they're not there for that. Like, they're just like they treat patients as if they're cases, if that makes sense. They don't treat them as another human being. They don't put themselves in their position.
now I know that, boss. I know that.
Or I'm not going to generalize anything, but I'm just saying most of them don't do that. The few who do, salute. The few who do, my appreciation goes out to them. But for the majority of them, they couldn't give a flying fuck about what's going on with the patient. The patients could have their worses. Just today, I just came back from the European hospital. There was a kid who was crying out on top of his lungs for hours and hours and hours and passed out due to crying out. My whole shift, 3 hours, that kid was crying out. I seriously thought the kid died.
Well,
Like seriously, I'm not even kidding. When the crying stopped, I thought that's it, it's gone. Only later I found out that the kid just passed out of sobbing. He was still sobbing. And the nurses, guess what they were doing? They were having their chit-chat break when one person's basically dying. That's what they're doing. So why the fuck do you even go to the hospital? Is that what they're there for? To you go to them expecting help, but being neglected by giving hope that that's the place that you go to be secure, that's even worse. Like if you're rich and you see a poor person in front of you and you don't want to give them anything, just walk by. Don't show him the money and then let the poor person get hope and then take the money back and then see the disappointment. That's cool. That's cool as fuck. That's the kind of behavior that they do every time they just go for a chit chat break when their home patients are in dire pain.
now I think that's because sociopathic personality types are the ones getting in there, or
Yes. No, I agree with that as well.
And-
There's lots of people that are absolutely sociopathic. Like you see them talking about how many pockets their jackets have when the patient in front of them is basically crying out for a physician.
Mhm.
I'm not even kidding. Like this is one of the reasons why I want to get to med school, because I want to help these people as much as I can with my soul, literally with every ounce of blood I have in my body, with every breath I have. As long as I'd rather take, if I have a choice to save one of my patients by my own life, I'd give that and save them. Even if it's one life, it's worth it. My life's not worth that much. I know for a fact.
Well, it is. But if you really care that much about so many people, we need to get wiser. I will be filing another lawsuit against the U of A. I actually,
Do that.
I already
Do that.
sued.
Do that. I hope you file a lawsuit against specific people at the hospital, like sue the specific person out there who did those things. Like if you go for the broader U of A thing, then like that thing is that like U of A as a whole isn't all 100% bad. It has good aspects as well. It has people who treat well as well. It has kind and nice people who put themselves in the patient's shoes as well. It's just those bad apples out there that cause all these problems. And I would love for you to choose one of those bad apples out there, preferably one of those who's up on the top. And I hope you win. I really hope you win.
Okay, we gotta let me finish the story though.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Right, this weird behavior is occurring, and either these people are sociopathic power types that like to see other people in pain, so they feel some kind of existential worth, or they are, it's a compassion fatigue, right? They're just like burnt out. But even burnt out people still make an effort. So I think that because our society awards money to people who are more ruthless like this, because it makes systems look more efficient, it's actually over the last couple of decades built a power class that is actually a class of real asocial types, or people who have aberrant or weird versions of social power structures. So I feel like I'm going to ouch. I feel like I'm going to sue the whole structure because it's a systemic problem. It's not an individual problem. The system is attracting people like that, and it's the rule, not the exception. So I feel that when I was in that setting, and it was really good, and then this power structure started to happen. I like what ended up occurring was this old woman had peed her pants, or she fell on the floor. She slipped and she hurt herself off of her own urine or something. And like there was so much of it, it spilled over the bed. Like it got everywhere. Something happened where it sprayed, or it was intense. And it took them like 3 hours to clean the whole thing up, to the point that the food trays didn't reach us for a whole hour. And then the food staff comes in and they start yelling, like they start berating me, like, why aren't you done eating? Like, what's taking so long? And I said, I just, like, first of all, 66 days hunger strike. I don't want to rush my food. And I just got my tray, so I don't need this pressure on me right now because I'm starving. I'm literally starving. But I'm like 40 or 50 pounds underweight. I'm like 119 pounds. So, oh, I can't remember now. 20, I don't know, was it like 20 or no?
119 pounds. I think that's like 40 kgs. Yeah, continue your thing, yeah.
So, this caused a big disruption. And it also caused a magnification of them not like refilling the water bottles in everybody's room. And for me, that's like life or death, right? Like if I don't drink water, it's like when you're giving me advice, so you need to drink lots of water. You don't have to remind me, because if I don't drink water, like literally every 10 minutes, when I'm not on IV like I am right now, I get chalk mouth, like within 10 minutes. So like I can't even eat if I don't have this water with me. And the only reason why it looks like I'm not drinking a lot of water when I'm in the ward is because the IV bag buys me a little bit more time. But I still get chalk mouth with the IV bags, which is extremely weird. And so anyway, they didn't have my water bottles filled, and they were still cleaning up this big mess when they finally got my tray. So I'm eating it, and I finished whatever water I did have. But it was taking them so long that I had this salad left, and I had no water. And I said, okay, I probably should not probably try to eat this without water. But I thought it's salad, right? I could probably eat wet salad. That'll go down, no problem. And it didn't go down. The piece of lettuce got stuck in my throat. And I started choking. And when you're in this weird state, because I was puking, I puked for like I don't know, I probably puked like 50 or 60 times in 3 days. More than that, to be honest. But my esophagus, my whole chest, if it gets seized, it's like it's so painful. I'll see stars. Like I can't even breathe. It's so painful. So that happened with this lettuce. And you can't yell out, you can't call out. So I was pressing my emergency button. And I could hear her, like a couple of curtains down, get up, go and turn off my emergency, and go back to cleaning up that woman's mess, the other woman. And I said, this is an emergency device! I'm gonna die here! So I pressed the emergency again. She gets up, turns it off, and doesn't come check on me, and returns to the other woman. And I pressed it a third time, and thank God it's cleared in my chest. Like I cleared on its own. And they shut it off a third time and didn't come and check on me for 6 more minutes after that. So
you have to file a case. You have to file a case.
Exactly. Like that's a serious. So I said, you know what? I was alive. I was gassed. I was breathing. I was like, okay, I'm not going to eat anything until I get some water. So I'm waiting there, and they finally get this all cleaned up, and they get the woman put into bed, and I click it again, and she turns it off, but this time she comes over. And she's not a bad woman, right? It's an incompetency thing. It's like they got overwhelmed. These people are being overwhelmed, and I think the cards are stacked against them. So if we do it right, I can gain sort of favor with them to say we need to change the system, not just you guys. She comes into the room and she turns the corner. She says, "Oh, Mark, sorry, I was dealing with the woman. I said, I know I saw you dealing with the other woman, but something very serious just happened. And I said,
Did anybody help you joking?
no, because I'm in a corner room, right? So we're all segregated off. We can't see each other. That's why I can't see who they were cleaning up. It was just this woman I could hear. And when she came around the corner, I said, look, I almost died when you guys were cleaning up this woman. And it wasn't just because you were busy. It was because you ignored a safety device. It's specifically for these moments. And I said, the bigger problem is that you guys aren't treating me like I'm a vulnerable person. Right? You're not understanding a cup of water for me is not the same as somebody else in the room. I need the water because I went 66 days without food. And I said, I don't think you guys know what that means. I think we're so spoiled and we eat every day that people have never gone on a fast and don't understand the pain and don't understand that 66 days without food is Herculean and it makes you incredibly weak. So they were treating me like there's no danger. They're actually disrespecting me at some points. Like checking their watches when I was asking them for more water, or like oh, this guy's so entitled. When I was really, like, eating for me is a hazard until I can chew. Like even today, even just talking to you, I was chewing this cucumber, and I bit my own lip because my jaw muscles are all whacked out because I haven't chewed in 2 months, right? Like I have to learn how to chew again, and my mouth gets all cut up because when you don't chew, your mouth gets really soft. And people don't know that. Like I've bit my own cheek, bit my lip, and bit my own tongue probably 7 or 8 times by now since I started eating. Like seriously painful. Like I got the same spot has a groove in it because the same tooth can chewing on itself. And that's going to happen until I get these candies where I can chew and align my jaws again. So
How about like some sort of I don't know, mashed soup?
it's not really that because like I do eventually have to eat solid food, right? And that's where they got me is now I'm trying to eat these noodles. I did this with noodles. And now I'm doing it with cucumbers because cucumbers are easy on the digestive system, but it gets you back into the chewing activity and back into normal eating. So that's what I'm doing now, right? But they didn't treat it. They're like treating me as a joke, like I didn't belong in that ward, like I wasn't a complicated case. That's how toxic our like we don't understand what sacrifice means anymore. We don't understand any of these things that are important. So I'm going to file a complaint against that. That's going to be one of the main things, is that they're not understanding people's circumstances and feeling entitled about it. And it almost led to somebody's death with that safety device. So
100%, 100%. That's literal negligence at their point.
yeah.
Like,
And it's like,
they're overwhelmed or whatever. Like it's not like they didn't hear it. They did hear it, and they were going up to turn it off.
exactly.
What the fuck?
3
What
times.
the
Yeah.
fuck?
So that's what I'm going to file on. But it's also that it was really the problem began before that, right? Because do you know what the Swiss cheese occupational hazard model?
No.
There's a course that I took in the oil patch where they use this cheese analogy. We have a slice of white cheese and it has like a little hole in it. And then he has another piece of white cheese a little bit further ahead and it has a hole in a different area. And then another piece of cheese, like Swiss cheese, has the holes in a bunch of different areas. So it looks like the hazards are different or separate or isolated. But what the whole point of the course is, there are some phenomena which is like the perfect alignment of those pieces of cheese where everything goes wrong and it creates a domino effect. And that domino effect is what leads to fatalities. A bunch of small little holes that are not plugged or reported. That usually happens that they're not reported. And this is part of my story.
Mark, it's raining like hell over here right now.
Okay.
And I gotta go check if something's leaking.
Okay.
I'm gonna call you back or talk to you when the rain subsides or probably tomorrow.
Okay, sounds good.
Just cause like if I don't check right now, like something might happen.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks for coming in.
But yeah, do file your case. Go go with that thing, and yeah, like those doctors who did that, I really want to see them pay for it for what they did.
Well, it's a little bit vengeful, but do you know 811? Do you know the line 811, like the phone number?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah, they actually wanna go up at to the board level and take the licensing away from the U of A potentially. So I'm gonna call them right now.
For sure. Okay, I'm gonna be off. I'm gonna go check the rain damage, and I'm gonna come back.
Okay.
Okay. See you.
Peace. You see it's gonna come back here. I'm actually repeating the story for the stream so that when I write the report I don't forget anything. So the woman comes around the corner and she's like, no, she repeats herself 15 times. Oh, I was helping another person, it's not my fault. I said, yes, it is your fault because you ignored 3 emergency devices. Yeah, but I was helping somebody else. That doesn't matter. When you see those buttons be pushed, it means somebody else is in danger. No. I was helping another one. I know you were helping another woman. That doesn't mean you can ignore emergency buttons. The problem is that there was no one helping you, or you're overstressed in the ward, that you can't have multiple emergencies without sacrificing somebody. And that's a system problem, not just a you problem. So people just keep repeating themselves because they're bad at argumentation. And eventually we got clear on it, but this weird gaslighting repetitiveness needs to end. In our systems. So that woman proceeds to be angry. She's nice though, she's a nice woman. I think her name was Shireen. Or Sharon. She ended up leaving on like shift change, going home. And what occurs is she's supposed to go to her, what do they call it, the chief nurse, and make an incident report. And said, I really want this to get reported because like that Swiss cheese model, it's the lack of reporting and identifying what the holes are that causes the hazard. It's that people are trying to hide the problems instead of trying to own them and then not be afraid of punishment for them. Because then they can innovate them and be honest and say, this is how it happened. So it turns out that nurse did not do that even though she said she was going to. She did not go to the charge nurse, the head nurse. They didn't even tell them the incident happened. And that made me very upset. Because that's exactly how the emergency buttons are going to get ignored again. So the problem's not solved at all. And the reason why I'm really upset about this emergency button thing is because it happened to my grandmother. They were ignoring her and unplugging her emergency device. And I found it unplugged twice when I didn't announce that I was going to visit. I did a surprise check-in, and I found somebody had pulled her emergency device just enough, like an inch out of its socket, like to make it look like it was plugged in. Just an inch, so that you couldn't hear the button. So I've already seen this happen before. And it brought extremely traumatic memories back for me. Of my grandmother asking me if she was in hell, and imagine being vulnerable in a bed and the people taking care of you are unplugging your safety devices. I freaked out, but I restrained myself. Like I did research on how these old folks home separate their senior parents or their grandmothers, in my case, from the rest of their family because their family starts to get irate, and they use that to further marginalize and make powerless the other person. And it really is just sociopathic people who, as children, felt like they didn't have any power, probably, and are getting their kicks off by the vulnerable in the senior population. So that was another reason why I was really triggered. That hasn't really gotten out yet, but it would be my report. So when I found out that this woman, I think her name was Sharon, did not tell the charge nurse, he actually came into my room, and I said to him, "So did you?" He says, "Well, how are you doing?" I said, "Okay, well, I'm very concerned. Did you hear about? Did you read? How did you find the report?" And he said, "What report?" And right there, I was like, "Something's wrong here." I gently corrected this woman, and she did not listen to me. And it wasn't just a language barrier. And she's thinking, no big deal, no big deal. It's a big deal. And I made it into a big deal. In a gentle kind of way. So he went and he reported. So anyway, I'm actually, as I'm talking about this, oh! See, this is what happens when you're not on the IV bags. Ugh. My digestion is struggling. It's only been 2 days. I only got to recover with actual. I spent half the day not eating on these recovery days. I haven't been eating continuously like I normally would because I'm bouncing all over the place and they're passing me around and running me around just because I'm trying to file honest complaints that are putting people's lives in danger. They're playing games. I'm just trying to report this the right thing, you guys. So he takes it seriously, apparently. And I said, I want to know that the doctor, that it's not supposed to be in my file because she doesn't care about me. I saw her earlier and I said, I don't want that doctor. It's apparently still in my file. I said, fine, if she's on this file, I want to see in her medical notes that she recorded this near miss, why it happened, and what's going to be done about it. And now and I said to the charge, now you're going to have to include that I was instructed that had happened, and it was like 10 hours later, and it still hasn't happened. So what is the problem here? Why is there no accountability? So he went off and said, yeah, he'll do it. By about midnight, well, there's a shift change earlier in the day. The new crew, right before the new crew comes on, this Sharon woman promises the neglected woman that somebody will go and help her for the washroom. And remember, I already reamed out this other woman, like in as fun a way as possible to take it seriously, not to let this woman get neglected. So the promise is there, it's made, okay, she needs 5 minutes, going to go find somebody to get her to the bathroom. That's a smart leadership move because it keeps her free to help other people, and she found somebody to go help that person. What ends up happening is they do a shift change in the middle of this. It doesn't get passed off to the new shift. The new shift is late. This woman ends up staying, having to hear me for a whole hour or something, like way over 5 minutes. To the point she has to start yelling. She's like, is somebody going to help me go to the bathroom? And she says it so loudly that me and this other guy across the room get jolted. And I still have my food tray. So if I was taking a bite and I inhaled, I'd be choking again. It's just She does it spontaneously, which is why I thought she had OCD in the beginning, but she doesn't. She really is just being ignored. Again, after I warned them, the old shift comes in. They say, "Hey, did you read the report?" She said, "I had to do a report, all these things." I said, "Okay, so you heard what has happened today." Didn't answer. She says, "You know what? I'm busy. I'm doing your blood and all this stuff." I said, "What's the point of doing my blood if we're going to die tonight in this ward because of all these reports that are being read?" And I said, "I just want to talk to you for a second." And she said, "I'm late because so she's rushing now." And when professionals are rushing, the people that pay for the mistakes is the patients. So that's why I got frustrated at third time. Is not even was it the past saw it happening, but the new shift. And I said, this poor woman was promised not to be messed around. And she is. It's been an hour since she made her request to go to the washroom. So I said, that's neglect. Again. And this woman talked over me. She said, "Stop yelling at me." And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't think I'm yelling at you. I'm going to lower my voice, but still remain concerned about what's going on." Like I was going back and forth professionally in that toxic positivity. Eventually, I just stopped talking. And then eventually she asked me, what happened? And then I told her. I'm glad today because this domino effect was occurring. And then the food trays got late, and then the staff had the audacity, the food staff had the audacity to come in and like aggressively tell us, "Why aren't you done your eating?" So, as I said before. So, at that point, I was pretty upset. And when they closed the lid or whatever, on the issue, at like midnight, I find out one more time that the doctor stuff was, and the medical notes and the legal stuff never happened. So they weren't taking my request seriously. Even though access and disclosure is not open on the weekend, you can make an emergency request. So they said, "File your complaint to patient relations." I said, "No. First of all, it's a conflict of interest, but this other woman had a therapist going to put them up." So yeah, around midnight, when all the offices are closed, they're saying you gotta wait until the morning to talk about this. I said, "What if I die overnight because of all these problems that we're having on this ward?" No, that's not actually what happened. All it is not happening in my head. Anyway. I need to call you 111. The sheriffs come up, or this other nurse named JC is really a boss type of nurse, and she comes into like on her prescription, just dominates the hell. They must have gave her such a power high to dominate a white man who's outspoken about safety issues. Maybe may or may not be racially motivated, but it's a known problem between all colors of people and creeds, colors, whatever. It's called power differential. It intoxicates anybody who wants power rather than truth and compassion. So anyway, I'm trying to tell her, "Hey, look, we need to read the report so that this mistakes don't keep happening." She's like trying to dominate me. Eventually, she finds out. Says she will tell the doctor and all that, or go look at the report. Hours pass, she doesn't come back at all. And like she's not reading the report. We're not taking it seriously. You know, if I call her in, and they leave on, you can turn on like the speaker and overhear the conversation between me and the other person. And it never happened once yet, but in this one, late at night, at around midnight, it stays on because somebody is listening to how I'm treating her. And I said, hey, I don't have any forks here, and I'm trying to finish up eating tonight. Because I eat very, very slowly. They let me eat for like 6 hours. I don't choke again. And I have plenty of water. I actually brought my own water jug. And I started filling it up. Getting them to fill up the jug, not just the cups. I drink about a cup an hour almost sometimes. And they're already fatigued. So I didn't want to keep calling them for the water. So I was going to the water fountain by this point at night. Didn't have my cutlery and one other thing. Oh yeah, I had run out of water with my cups, so I thought I'll just fill 1 cup. But then I said, and then she did it, and she was about to leave. And I said, well, hold on. There's just one more serious thing. Did you read the report? And then she started getting irate, ordering irate. And I thought this was not going to be good. And I said, well, I asked you for a legal request. I said, I wanted this printed. I have a right to have my medical notes printed. And you can make a special request to the doctor if it's a good reason. And she says, you need to have a good reason. I said, I almost died today for the 15th time, right? I'm going through every step because I need to have this for my report. Well, it's still fresh in my head. So it might sound a little pedantic, but I'm like building a lawsuit in my head right now. And continue with events. She, well, yeah, the stomach is going to the next level. The lack of the bags is affecting me. It's hitting me pretty hard. I'm cramping a little bit, but I get. Oh. If I wasn't eating this cucumber and keeping my stomach full, it was like heavy, dense food, it would start digesting. But it's very easy to digest water, especially when it's already acidic with the soy sauce and a few other things. So let's see if this carries me through. And there's sugar in here, so there's energy. And I have the iron, and I have the pills in my gut now, so those will be absorbed as well to start making enzymes. And I have the enzymes themselves in my stomach, the natural ones. Okay. I need to reset the stream, but I'm just very sure I freaked out that night at midnight. I didn't freak out. But she says, I've had enough. You can file your complaints in the morning. I said, I want this to be done now because I don't want to die overnight. What's the point of filing a complaint in the morning if I'm not alive, somebody gets hurt or something happens during the evening? So I started using AI, researching my options. I said, I want to get out of this room. I want to get out from under your command and your care. They wouldn't let me. No, you're going to do it in the morning. I said, really? I said, I'm concerned for my life right now and all the people in this room. I'm not going to be. So I started escalating, knowing that I probably will escalate to the police. But it makes you look crazy if you're in the hospital. So I ended up doing that. I escalated to the switchboard manager. He contacted the site managers. They started coming, and basically we got everybody activated at like 1 in the morning, and they were ignoring me. The on-the-call doctor who was ignoring me for like 4 or 5 hours after all this, because I was making requests to talk to the doctors during all this. Oh yeah, no, we're doing it. And they said no, the on-call doctor didn't want to be contacted, and I was like, this is insane. I have literally no power to get out from this room, and I'm voluntarily admitted. I'm not formed. I don't legally have to stay there, and I can't get out. I just can't walk because I'm stuck in a wheelchair, right? So I'm like feeling trapped. Oh, I didn't have a wheelchair. I had a bed. But they're not willing to give me a porter. They're not willing to do anything. So I have to somehow carry these bags with all my stuff out this building. And anyway, when I started calling the switchboard, I started calling the guards, and I started calling the police, and mobilizing everybody. They all actually showed up in my room, including that one doctor. She was panicking, like she screwed up. She came, but she should have been the first one to prevent the site managers from having to come. And the site managers were completely unhelpful and just complete domination. Didn't care about me at all. But the Dr. Page, the good doctor, turns out, who said she wanted, I said, I don't want to leave necessarily. I just want to leave this ward and these power plays. And she said, yes, she's okay. I can help you with that. Will you let me help you? I said, yes, if you're going to get me out of here like now so I can go and sleep and like get on with this. And she said, give me some time to look at your chart. She got blocked. I never ended up seeing her again. The really bad doctor, Dr. Shannon Marin, or Dr. Shannon IP, I never ended up talking to her on the phone. Or she just said, yeah, she told some nurse that, yeah, we can't help him anymore. Get out of here. And I was like, wow. This woman looked at me for 1 minute. Didn't touch my feet, didn't touch my... She put her stethoscope on my chest a little bit and just like left. She said, you're not going to get the omega-3s. And so she wasn't planning on giving me any like brain fats. And that's why I didn't want her. But by the end of the night, she was still there. And the backup doctor, and there was one, didn't want to come, making fun of me. So when the peace officers showed up to escort me, like I called the police officers to escort me safely so they couldn't stop me. And they came, even though the dispatcher was making fun of me too, the police dispatcher. There's already so many people crowding the U of A hospital in the emergency ward that we didn't know about. Because we're on the second floor, comfortable in our beds, ready to sleep. But when I got out of there with the police, I started feeling sick because it was like 40 minutes, just like I'm starting to feel sick right now without the IV bags. Your gut starts to clench up and all this. And you start to lose energy, like I'm losing energy right now. So I'm trying to finish this story quickly. They wrote me a voucher to get me off the premises, basically, in a cab. They paid me to go home in a cab. I said, great, and I was paying the money. But as I was heading towards the cab, my subconscious was bleeding. I was like, don't go yet. Don't go. You actually could die in it, maybe. Ow! Oh, my stomach. I'm actually recording this in case it goes badly, too, by the way. It's really only been like 2 or 3 days of actual recovery since I stopped my 66 day not eating, right? Like, it's just the beginning. Good thing my friends got all this groceries so I don't have to wait for it, right? My butt is full of sores. It hurts. I had a bowel movement too, so I don't have that nutrition in my bowel. Oh, so I got a little bit of diarrhea. I'm just being honest with what's happening. Okay, to finish a long story. For the report, and I'm going to call 811. I'm vibrating actually. Behind my eyes. I'm starting to relax a lot. Okay. You want to take the right. I'm remembering a memory about when I went to Machu Picchu with my sister. There's a train. Yeah, I had to go right. And it's reminding me of how in Korea or like busy metropolises have they try and regulate law by like codes of law. Not like train tracks exactly, but that's Anyway, I am getting really tired actually. Actually, you can peel these cucumbers now. I just realized. Should we do a full keep done with cucumbers? Peeled? I actually do need to sleep there. Or is I left? I'm walking out of this place. Oh, I got an intention to go back to the emergency room and get re-triaged for a second opinion. I said, this sounds reckless. Like, who would discharge me like this? And, let's just go for a second opinion. So this guy's name is Will, and he did it. We went there, and then they blocked our triage, like getting re-triaged because they said, well, you denied care. I said, you just changed your answer. Like, when you came up to my room like a bunch of jerks and didn't listen to me at all, just said, can't do anything for me. The other doctor, you've done all you can do. You gotta make premises. Even though with Dr. Page, I had told her, yeah, I'm willing to stay. I just need to stay in a different spot. So, and I was willing to do whatever that took. So, they started changing their answers, and this Will, the security peace officer that was witnessing it all, I said, did you see they lied? And he's like, yeah, actually, that's not what they said. And I said, so he gave me he said, you know what, call the 811. File a complaint of some kind of whatever so they think you should do. He does that normally where we track people. Looks pretty good. And, you know, he gave a couple little pointers on what to do without compromising his position, looking like he was supporting me. Usually it was. He's like the only one that was making rational suggestions of what to really do. Because he knew that I was the one being wronged, even though they were trying to make it look like they were the ones being wronged. Right? I got wronged a couple of times, like almost being died. Jeez, man, I'm tired. Like almost dying because my emergency button was ignored 3 times because there was a domino effect of negligence happening and all that, right? So the triage room was so packed, it was crazy. 12-hour waits, and that's why it was putting strain probably everywhere. These weird things were starting to happen, and the lack of reporting these critical errors that can get somebody killed, like that Swiss cheese model. Ignoring somebody's emergency button click could be lethal. Okay. Oh, I'm actually doing. I gotta reset the stream. So, I end up leaving a taxi, and it ends up costing me like $50 or something. Because it goes way across town to the south, Greenhouse Hospital. And I thought it was going to be better there, because it's more of a spiritual, Christian hospital. I have to wait in an even more painful wheelchair with like no padding. And you can see my memories are like loading. Oh yeah, and I had to sit there for like 10 hours to get a room. After having already sat for like 10 hours to get a room with you, I did it again. And it was in the cold. We left the door open or something and the mosquitoes were coming in. But I met this woman named Mika. What's her last name? But she said she was a doctor from Cambridge and all these really cool things. Maybe was it Oxford? Something like some kind of higher level university. So as it go? I thank God. She reached out to me because I was having a hard time. My bags had to be on my lap and they were spilling out because the way the chair's design is absolutely painfully torturous design. It's you can't even push yourself. It's not a normal chair. It's a torturous chair. If you get somebody else to push you, so you're literally locked in place. You can't move. It's horribly cruel. So I was speaking so good about this hospital, and then they treated me like that. Absolutely brutal. I don't even know why the guy dropped me off at that part of the hospital. He should have went to the main entrance or something. But anyway. Turns out Miko's legit. Passed her all the proof of truth. Passed her the universal logic, the new way to code AI on 4 different levels. To line up with God, or the wisdom, or the truth. And I told her about God's government in these meetings and the Messiah claim, and how we have these really amazing meetings to teach people, facilitate the best facilitation in the world with the 252 features that I learned why meetings fall apart. And governments, economies, sports, they're all just really human meetings, right? Okay. I thought they were going to hear my story and then ask me to tap. I said this cover up, blah, 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 whatever. They never asked me for my story once. They didn't care about me at all. I'm like, oh my gosh, another one of these. Yep. They got rid of me. They actually forced me out of there. What they do is they give you a taxi voucher and they call it right away, and then if you miss it, it's your fault. You tell them don't call it yet. Probably manipulative. Alright. So I never do make it into the normal, like, warm rooms that I was in before. I was with the psych ward in some kind of side wing thing, and there's like no, the wall is like very flat, and it looks like a jail cell in a way, with like a curtain. The wall's against my bed, and it's very cold. And anyway. They don't have a vegan menu or something. It blew my mind. They made my custom vegan bread or whatever, and some shredded cornflakes, or sorry, shreddies, which I'm not sure is actually vegan, but I think the non-honey version I think actually is. And then maybe some lentils, beans, and rice, which has no omega-3s, no essential oils. And my brain is like almost on day 70 with no big dose of omega-3. That gives you dementia, a whole bunch of problems, Parkinson's disease, all this stuff with like the oils and fats in your brain. So my friends get there. They already tried to discharge me, and they did my blood test. And like as soon as they found a reason to get rid of me, he just like got rid of me. So I had 811 on the line to try and get this doctor to talk with them about what happened between the U of A and me, and they didn't even care. They just took the big long note, believed the site staff and all these people, and nobody asked me my side of the story. So gaslighting, it's insane. It's so clear why our systems are deteriorating. We have all these people in power, like running these things, that don't know what wisdom is. Alright. So when I called 811, they were super helpful, and they would actually, you can go higher than patient relations, which I sued because it doesn't work. They delay you for 2 years. And so this other woman seemed to understand this on the phone, and she says, no, we can go to the boards, we can do a bunch of other stuff to get the licenses revoked. So I'm going to make that phone call right now. That might keep numbers over. Oh, I just bit my mouth again. Oh. Oh, I just did it again. So now the lack of the big is really concerning. Because like when you're on an IV bag, it's such a modern miracle technology. It makes you feel like you're like a week healed, maybe 2 weeks healed. You have like no recovery actually. You're just starting, which is why I'm actually So, oh, I'm dropping like a fly here a little bit. This made this phone call to 811. Now, if you're paying attention, it doesn't seem like this story is very serious, except for the fact that I almost died choking. It's like, oh, that's your fault. But it was the ignorance of that emergency button 3 times. And that domino effect, and that hiding of the incident. Even a minor one, like what looks like a minor one. Is a big deal. This woman could lie and she could say, no, I didn't turn off any that bell. But if she tries to take that route, I actually have her voice recorded, so I've actually got a copy of what actually was said. And then she would caught lying, and that would be the end of her career. Fortunately, which is not the goal. The goal is for her to be honest and get integrity being rewarded in the system again. Okay, let's move this call. It didn't take forever to get through the 811. I gotta reset the stream. Oh god. Now, even though the stream's only 3 hours, I'm trying to get back on the normal stream schedule because it's a habit in my mind now. It's a good national time, so we're going to shut down this stream. But the full story there, more or less, of what happened and why, even now, the Grey Nuns Hospital doesn't know what happened. It's completely prejudiced and really quite messed up. Doctors didn't explain my blood results. Didn't go through anything. I spent $50 that I could have spent on food instead of traveling there, asking them if they would actually help me recover the couple of meals. I brought my own food too, by the way, like my own milks and whatever. Because not only did they have not a reduced vegan menu, they had none. They had to custom make my plate, and it just felt really prejudiced and really weird. It's like 2026, and how do we have public hospitals that don't know what veganism is? But it's divine decree now, so I gotta do it. My stomach is really upset. Oh. Oh man, once I get past the stage, the eating will be enjoyable. but it's true. This part is not really, even though the food tastes great, it's the pain that comes that is what's happening to me now. Is my stomach shrinks and like everything shrinks back down. So like what my actual recovery levels are on their own. That's why doing these blood tests, so you're free to go. It's not fair. It doesn't matter because your body is just artificially jacked up. It takes a week for it to be like that to get going. So that was a total manipulation. It feels like that this Dr. Hawk did. HAQUE. Okay. Ugh. Oh. Oh. Oh man. I want to eat more, but I really know I should not. My post, I think, is still going viral. Maybe I'll invite some. Maybe I'll put the link to it here. People invite people to. Oh, I might have to use the washroom again. Like I'm getting like diarrhea now. Like everything is moving without the bag, without the IV. Oh, it's starting to hurt bad now. Oh gosh. Um, uh, like a full cucumber sounds like a lot, but it's really just water. And I barely drank any of the mix. Holy crow, man. Oh, I guess we're gonna stop the stream. Go live. I thought I did for that. Oh. 249 reacted to the day. Okay. Okay. I just wasted this comment. All right. Let's see how that goes. Okay, guys, welcome to my stream. I got my hot water back home. I went to 2 hospitals here in my city, and both times, one I removed myself from because I didn't like what I was seeing, and then the other one they forced me to leave because they didn't want me to stay and recover more than 2 days after a 66-day no food hunger strike. They had no vegan menu either for a public hospital. How is that even possible?